The US Open is finally coming to an end, and the tournament is still wide open. All the favorites are out, and a new champion will be crowned this time around. After defeating Rafael Nadal, Frances Tiafoe impressed fans once again as he defeated Andrey Rublev to make it to the semifinals. And in today's video, we're going to talk about exactly that. So let's dive in. First off, another superb performance by the American. Tiafoe is now the first American man to reach the US Open semifinals in 16 years. The last person who did this was Andrey Rublev way back in 2006. Plus, he's aiming to become the first home champion since Roddick won his only Grand Slam title in 2003. And the way he's playing right now, he may actually go all the way. He kept his composure against the Russian Rublev, who kept getting more and more frustrated. Tiafoe ended up claiming an incredible 7-6, 7-6, 6-4 victory in front of a packed crowd at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Next up, he was great in all the big moments. In tournaments as important as this one, it all comes down to the big moments. More often than not, the player who manages to keep their nerve during these is the one who prevails. And the same thing happened here as well. Whenever it mattered, Big Foe turned it up and one-upped his opponent with his super powerful ball striking and his willingness to come forward. In the 12th game of the opening set, he saved a set point before playing two absolutely superb tie breaks. And in the second one, he didn't even lose a point. Moving on, Rublev broke down in tears. Failing this deep into the tournament can take a huge toll on you. And that's exactly what happened to Rublev. When Tiafoe broke serve to lead 4-3 in the third set, the Russian was virtually crying. This was his sixth Grand Slam quarterfinal defeat, and he continued to berate himself. It was hard not to feel sorry for him, as he just couldn't seem to find his groove against a very tough opponent. Tiafoe then saved a break point in the next game with a beautiful volley, before serving out the historic victory, which made him the first African-American player to make the semis since Arthur Ashe himself did it in 1972. And the super despondent Rublev just couldn't hide his emotions any longer. He slumped back into his chair courtside and burst into tears. He had just gotten a huge victory against Britain's Cameron Norrie, and he probably thought he had a good shot of winning the major. But like in 2017 and 2020, he was stopped in the last 8 at Flushing Meadows once again. Coming up, fans showed their support to the Russian. After the heartbreaking footage of Rublev crying went viral on the internet, fans immediately rallied to support him. One Twitter user pointed out that he had given a very good performance, and he should be extremely proud of himself. Winning and losing are part of the sport, and he has nothing to be ashamed of. Another said that losing in the quarters so many times finally got to him, and it was kinda devastating to see him break down like this. One fan claimed that the Russian is still very young, and if he keeps playing like this, it won't be long before he wins his first Grand Slam. He's clearly very talented and has a bright future ahead of him, and honestly, we can completely understand why he got so emotional. The second Rafa was eliminated, everyone in the tournament realized they had a fair shot at winning the title. This became the biggest tournament of their lives, and going out in this manner must be super disappointing. Because let's face it, when Novak or Rafa are playing, it genuinely doesn't seem like anyone else has a chance. But this time around, Noel couldn't participate because of his anti-vax beliefs, and Tiafoe sent Nadal packing. Even when Kyrgios lost, he was clearly devastated as he shattered his rackets in front of the whole world. So we certainly feel for Rublev. Let's hope he can come back from this stronger. Up next, another big moment for Tiafoe. Frances Tiafoe's story is incredible. His family had to leave Sierra Leone because of the Civil War. They eventually settled in Maryland, where his father, Francis Sr., worked as a laborer with a construction firm that was in charge of building a new tennis center. After completion, he took on a job as an on-site caretaker at the Junior Tennis Champions Center in College Park. At night, his twin sons, Franklin and Francis, would regularly hit balls on the court for fun. And when he was 5, it was already obvious that Francis had a lot of talent. He was athletic, had fantastic ball striking skills, and always showed a lot of motivation to improve. He spent most of his young life at the tennis center because his mom worked nights as a nurse. At the tender age of 15, Francis won the prestigious Orange Bowl. Suddenly, everyone was talking about him, and he was dubbed the next big thing in American tennis. And now, he has proved everyone right. Up next, he was obviously ecstatic after the victory. After his victory at the Arthur Ashe Stadium, Tiafoe broke out the Millie Rock before expressing that this was a wild and crazy moment. He said that following up the biggest victory of his life against Rafa with another big win is amazing. He called Andrey a hell of a player and called this huge growth. He added that he somehow always finds a way on this court, and he wants to enjoy this victory. Tiafoe now just 2 wins away from making history, and it's very tough not to root for him. Considering the circumstances he grew up in, it's really cool how he's managed to hone his skills and is now going toe-to-toe with some of the best players on tour. Moving on, he got a lot of praise from the tennis world. Unsurprisingly, fans all over the world started praising Tiafoe for his mental strength and composure on such a huge stage. One fan tweeted that he has one of the best stories in tennis, and seeing him do so well was truly inspirational. Teenage star Coco Gauff was also in awe awe of the player as she tweeted, "Big foe, back at it again." Andy Roddick and Marty Fish also put out tweets acknowledging the 24-year-old's victory. A Twitter user said that Tiafoe is a great example for tennis players all around the world. He's proven that you don't need to be rude on the court to be entertaining. He's easily one of the most likable players on the tour, and his conduct has always been fantastic. Next up, he's set to face Carlos Alcaraz. Elsewhere in the quarterfinals, the Spanish teenager managed to outplay Jannik Sinner in an incredible 5-set thriller. The match seemed to go on forever, as two of the brightest young stars of men's tennis traded high-quality shots and momentum swings for 5 whole hours and 15 minutes. Alcaraz finally got the victory at 2:50 a.m. on Thursday, in what was the latest finish in U.S. Open history. It was just a quarterfinal and there was no trophy at stake, but it was as incredible a match as this tournament has ever produced. The number 3 seeded Alcaraz somehow ended up winning 6-3, 6-7, 6-7, 7-5, 6-3, and he became the youngest man to get that far in the U.S. Open since the legend Pete Sampras won the title at 19 in 1990. After the victory, Carlos expressed that even he wasn't sure how he managed to pull this off. He'll face Tiafoe on 9th September, and many believe that whoever wins this clash will go on to win the whole thing. Finally, it's an exciting time to be a tennis fan. With so many young stars showing up at this tournament, it's a truly exciting time to be watching this sport. There was a lot to talk about how this edition won't be as good as the last few because of the absence of huge names such as Djokovic or Roger Federer, but that hasn't been the case at all. We've seen new icons emerge at the tournament, and it's safe to say that the future of the sport has never looked brighter. This has proven to be a coming of age for a lot of them, and we can't wait to see where they all go next. The quarterfinals were extremely exciting, and at this point, there's no clear favorite. And isn't that just incredible? The quality of tennis being played is so high that even someone like Noel hasn't been missed at all. Honestly, we couldn't have asked for a better end of the tennis season. As we move towards the last 3 games at Flushing Meadows, it's clear that the great sport is in good hands. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on Frances Tiafoe's incredible victory? And who do you think is going to win the U.S. Open? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next one.